In the first two chapters, Dr. Bottenberg and I introduced you to the concept of self-assessment, your unique interests, your strengths, your skills, and your values. We also introduced you to the concept of the 3 C's, communication, critical thinking, and collaboration. You now have a better understanding of your unique interests. You have a sense of the skills that you will gain through your liberal arts education here at UNCG. But where do you go from here? We have a few ideas, easy things that you can do that will help you to engage more deeply with your interests. And Dr. Frances Bottenberg is going to talk about the first 2.
So the first step is definitely get involved. And what I mean by that is you want to be an active participant in your education. Try not to think of all of this as a matter of jumping through hoops, or even don't think of it as trying to get A's. It's really about seizing opportunities to figure out more about yourself and what you want to do. So for example, you can use the career key to explore your interests and skills. And through that, you can then make decisions about what types of classes you'd like to take, and even which faculty members you might want to get to know better. You can also use that information to choose student clubs to be involved in, to engage in community service, or even to pursue internships. All of these things can help you put into action the information and the insight you gain into yourself and further explore those. Ms. Hall, would you agree that employers also value those types of activities?
Employers value experiences both inside and outside the classroom, and we find that it really helps students to prepare for the skills that they can bring to a particular work environment. One of the things that I would recommend though to students is that they really focus on selecting just a couple of key activities. Employers really prefer when they engage deeply and it's an opportunity for them to show leadership rather than getting involved at a surface level across many things. That makes a huge difference. But what about you from a faculty perspective, as a member of the faculty, what is it that you think are valuable ways that you can engage with students?
That's a great question, Nicole. I try whenever possible to get to know my students better, and I would say that that's a kind of two-way street. So what I need from students is that they show that they're sincerely engaging with the class. That's sort of step number 1. If you're a student and you're looking to build a relationship with a faculty member, you really want to show that you're sincere about being a student in that class. And you can, for example, ask about how what you're learning in the class might relate to other interests you have, or skills, or questions about possible career paths. Another thing you can do is you can ask the professor about what former students of that class, or students who have majored in that subject area, what they've gone on to do as well. So that's another kind of conversation that you can basically build on top of that relationship of respect that you're building up with the professor. And I think ultimately, the benefit of that is that you can gain confidence that your professors are really getting to know you as a person, and you can learn from them, and they can also then give you advice and listen to things you're thinking about in terms of careers. And when it comes time to ask for letters of reference, you know that you can go to that person and be fairly confident that they'll write you a really good letter, meaning that it's personal, that they know you, and that they can recommend you. From the standpoint of career and professional development, what is one thing that you would highly recommend students can do to enhance their career readiness?
So yeah, one of the things that I would highly recommend that students consider engaging in is informational interviews. It is a great way to more deeply explore your interests. Informational interview is different than a traditional interview. In a traditional interview, of course, you are advocating for your candidacy to get a job, but an informational interview is just that, it's information. And so you're creating an opportunity to go out and have a conversation with someone and learn about their job, learn about their career path, and that can help you to understand what paths are possibly available for you. A lot of benefits exist for conducting informational interviews, and one of the things I really like is it gives you a chance to more deeply understand what it's like to fill a particular role. It also puts you in a position where you start to get comfortable going out and having conversations with people and really getting comfortable asking those questions, and so subtly it's preparing you even for those future interviews. The other thing that it does is it helps you to create a network. Once you've had these conversations, you now have a connection with these individuals, and so they are great people who can help you in the future when you're ready to start looking for an internship or even to apply for a job. So I guess you would want to know, how do I conduct an informational interview? So one of the first things I would suggest is that you think about who you might contact. And one of the easiest things to do is to really think about the network that you have. So family, friends, do you have an aunt or uncle who works in a job that's kind of interesting? Are there classmates who might refer you to somebody that you could talk with? In addition to that, as you all probably know, LinkedIn is a great resource. We have over 70,000 UNCG alumni with profiles on there. You can run a quick search to find someone who's working in the type of role that you think you might be interested in. And obviously, those that line up really well with the career key that you took would be a great place to start. Once you've identified who you want to reach out to, I suggest sending a simple email. Introduce yourself as a UNCG student, express your interest in having a chance to speak with them, and let them know you'll need maybe 20 minutes to have a conversation, and then figure out a time that you can connect that works for their schedule. And then once you've had the conversation, as a reminder, don't forget to send a thank you so that you can acknowledge them for their time, and then also have a great opportunity to stay in touch with them. But informational interviews are a great way for you to now take the information that you've gained about your own interests, some of the career matches that were provided by the career key, and to now have some conversations with individuals who can help you.
So in summary, we've discussed 3 important ways that you as a student can get involved in enhancing your career readiness and thinking more about the types of careers you might want to pursue. First of all, get involved. Be an active participant in your education and explore opportunities. Secondly, engage with faculty. And finally, we talked about the importance of building your network, and in particular, you might consider conducting informational interviews.
We hope that you will try these 3 approaches to engage more deeply with your interests. Thank you for participating in this chapter as well as the other 2 chapters. We hope that the information that you've gained is helping you to connect the dots from what you will learn in the classroom to preparing for a future career. We also want to encourage you to take advantage of connecting with career and professional development. We encourage you to meet with a career coach, take some time to talk further about your interests, your career choices, and potentially even your major as well. This is going to be a great place for you to get started on this journey.